Yeah. So joint venture. All right. Uh, you can form the joint venture through creation of creation of one second. Yeah. Through creation of yeah strategic alliance and forming a new company, new entity. Right. Now you don't create a new company. You don't create a new company, right? But you will go with a strategic uh, alliance without forming or setting up a company, right? So joint venture is already there is a company. First of all, what is a joint venture? What is a joint venture?
When two companies come together and form a new entity,
Yeah,
that new entity is known as joint venture.
yeah. When this happens, when two companies come together and form a new company, right? New company. It may be a totally a different company. Okay, totally a different company. It may be combination of these two companies. The name can be, let's say, Kotak Bank got merged into. I'm sorry. ING got merged into Kotak Bank. Okay, there is no ING Vaishya Bank at all today. It is only Kotak Bank, right? And Dena Bank is into Bank of Baroda, right? There is no Dena Bank anymore. Okay, so maybe after 6 months, nobody knows, or after 1 year, nobody knows Dena Bank. It is only Bank of Baroda, right? But in some cases, the name, there will be a new name given. It is neither your name or my name, but new name will be given. For example, Voltas, 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 right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This company called Wolfram, and that's a foreign company, and Tata's an Indian company. you know Both of them, they have merged, and there's a joint venture, that is Voltas is a new company. It's a combination of, okay, it's a combination of the Indian Tatas and foreign Wolfram. Okay, so that's a joint venture, and this joint venture you can go through by, you know uh, there's already company, you don't need to do anything, you just pump in your capital to strengthen it. That is strategic alliance. Or the reasons may be something else, it is not just pumping in capital. Okay, the reason could be, anything, but sometimes you may also lend your name, lend your title, lend your brand, right? Now creation of a new entity, totally, you will set up a new company there. You will set up a new company, right? So that is another form. Next, let's look at the first one. Types of strategic alliance. Types of strategic alliance. Okay, now joint working group, right? Co-development and co-production agreement, right? Go for co-production agreement and transfer of technology. These are the ways through which the strategic alliance is formed in joint venture. Okay, you work together. Okay, you have a group of experts, and some other company has a group of experts. Okay, so you form a separate group. Look at this. There is uh, yeah there is uh, you know in the government also, you can find some groups, working groups. You can find working groups. right? Uh, you know, uh, IMA is one such kind of working group, right? Association of Indian Universities is one such alliance group. Okay, so what they do is all of them they just form together to share the expertise. It is learning from each other for exploitation of their ideas for commercial purposes. You share your ideas, I will share my ideas, we will just together exploit the market for commercial advantage. That is joint working group. Okay, next, co-development and co-production agreement. Co-production agreement, right? I will supply the components which I'm expert in, you're good at assembling. Okay, now you take my goods and I will supply the components. Okay, you take my goods, the components which I'm supplying, you have a huge infrastructure facilities where you can assemble, and the market also at your side. So let us have an understanding, let us have an alliance. Okay, strategic alliance, right? For the co-production, right? This is one type, co-production agreement. Then, yeah, co-production agreement. Uh, you know, first one is development, and the second one is production. First one is formulation of the production. The second one is co-production agreement. So these two are just one only. You can make it as one also. Co-production in one. These two windows, what you can see here, they are one only. Okay, co-production. The last one is transfer of technology. I don't do anything, you will produce. Okay, you will produce. At Cherlapalli there's one Hyderabad bottling company. Okay, Hyderabad bottling company. Earlier that was in Amirpet at Big Bazaar. Okay, there's a Big Bazaar now set up. In place of Big Bazaar, Hyderabad bottling company was set up there, and it used to produce all types of brands. It used to produce Limca, Thumbs Up, Coca-Cola, Mazda, okay, and all these soft drinks. Okay, so they have acquired the license for from the respective brands, Coca-Cola, Thumbs Up, and these brands, getting the technology, getting the formula to make such kind of soft drinks. They have paid something, and that is an agreement. These many units per month you will have to produce, and per annum these many boxes, containers, and this is the formula. This formula is to produce those many for which you will pay a consideration. What is that? They've simply transferred their idea. Sometimes it may be technology transfer. Now frequently we have been talking about the the Rafael is the good example of transfer of technology. Initially Reliance and Rafael will be, what's that, I'm sorry, Rafael is a plane. Okay, the company, what's the company, I forgot. What's the company, can you remember?
It's a French company, sir, or
Yeah,
Russian.
it's a French company. Rafael is a French company. The French fighter jet. The company name is something else. So they have that French company and the Indian Reliance. They have entered into an agreement. What's that? For the transfer of technology. Even the good example yesterday, I told you the cryogenic. That is also transfer of technology. Okay, they don't do anything. They will not give you any physical component. They neither produce nor supply you, but they will give you the idea, the technology. Okay, that is transfer of technology. Okay, now, uh, yeah, need for joint venture corporations. Yeah, need for joint venture corporation. Now the first thing that comes to our mind is, should we go ahead with our own facility available, whatever is in hand, or do we need to take somebody's help? Okay, it is simply like, can I prepare for the exam on my own, or shall I take Rohita's help? It is something like that. Okay, if I take the help of Rohita, I will share what I know with Rohita, and Rohita will share whatever she knows, and there will be an improvement, at least 20% hike in the exam result. So if you think that way, then you'll go for joint venture. Rohita is so narrow-minded and she doesn't speak anything. Okay, but she will get all the information, collects information from me. If you think like that, then what will you do? You will not go for joint venture. And not only that, sometimes if you are thinking that you're capable enough to write the exam on your own without anybody's help, also you'll go for joint venture, right? So this is how the business organizations also think, right? So the new business should, can the new business be carried out? If at all, if you're thinking to enter into a new market, can we go ahead with, you know, some help with from others, or shall we go alone? Okay, let's say, BBC has come into India. When it has come into India, it has come to Telugu states. When it has come to Telugu states, it did not straight away came and set up their own facilities. They have just used, they have just entered into an agreement to use the facilities of ETV, right? So ETV became BBC Telugu, है ना? So they have thought that whether we can go alone or just can have a joint venture. If we think that I cannot go alone, it's very difficult to enter into the new market. Better to join with somebody, and that is more beneficial to me. For ETV, it will get an international brand, BBC brand, but for BBC, it has a facility already available in place where there are people which where there are people who can read the news in Telugu. I don't need to hire the new people. They themselves can hire, they can employ. Okay, so it is win-win for both, right? Let us see the advantages and disadvantages, right? So look at the advantages first. Look at the advantages first. Yeah, focused approach on new business. Focused approach on new business. The joint venture advantages, there is separate wing for BBC and a separate wing from Ramoji's business. Okay, I don't know the group, Ramoji group, what exactly it is called. There's one wing, there is another wing from BBC, and together they formed a joint wing. That particular joint venture only, a team from BBC, a team from Film City, only those people will be involved in this joint venture, and there's a you know maximum focus. There's a maximum focus on the new mission or new market or a new product or a new service to be delivered into the market, right? So focused approach on the new business is possible when it is a joint venture. And not only that, the risk is shared. Risk is shared. BBC's risk, if it is coming alone, then it has to set up everything. But now it has just sitting, not even one fellow is sent to India. I'm not sure. Maybe at the time of signing the agreement, they might have come a team, but after that, there's no need of even one fellow from London, okay, to come to India, to Hyderabad, for this, carrying on this joint venture business of ETV. I'm sorry, BBC Telugu. Okay, BBC Prapancham, sorry. BBC Prapancham, not BBC Telugu. BBC Prapancham. Nobody needed to come. Okay, everything they can monitor, that team, everything monitored from London, right? So there is a risk shared. And if something goes wrong also, okay, both the parties will share the risk burden of the possible loss. Then conservation of managerial and financial resources. Yes, if they come directly, BBC, lot of investment is needed. A studio has to be built, okay, and regular maintenance of the studio, and the news readers and the correspondents. So it's a huge cost. Financial resources are to be committed. Now there's no need of managerial capacity also is needed, and that is not needed when you're going for joint venture. Then work in more free environment. Okay, you can uh, yeah, because ETV is known in Telugu state, a popular channel, okay, and ETV has the freedom, okay, from any restrictions from BBC, except that branding, that coloring, look at this, the kind of dress that the correspondents and the newsreaders wear, and the outlook of the studio where the newsreader sits, everything, all that look is from BBC, but everything is in Telugu, right? So there's a free environment and preference by yeah, joint, yeah, this is what, if joint venture, if ETV prefers that this is the need of the people that I should telecast, they will do it. He can have his preference, right? So vendor development, the customer identification, customer taste and preference, vendor development, rather than saying vendor development, it is vendor management is possible, and creating, okay, spare capacity. Yeah, creating a spare capacity, the last one. All right, now let's go to creating a spare capacity. You can go on writing. Let's come to disadvantages of joint venture. Yeah, cost of managing a new company, right? A separate team has to be earmarked when you're going for joint venture. That's an extra cost, okay? And all the legal compliances of the law of the land, that land has to be complied with, okay? If you cannot, let's say in Britain there is a lot of freedom of speech. You can bombard on the prime minister, even the queen, I think queen, I'm not sure, on the prime minister, on the politicians, you can bombard. But in India, if you do so, okay, the channel will be immediately blocked. That freedom of speech is not to that extent as it is in Britain. So there are some legal issues to be complied with, right? And losing control and ownership, right? Once, look at this, ICFAI, do you know ICFAI? ICFAI, ICFAI,
College.
yeah, ICFAI University, okay, ICFAI Foundation for Higher Education, IBS Hyderabad. Okay, IBS Hyderabad is part of ICFAI Foundation for Higher Education. Actually, that is a university, deemed university, in which IBS is part. Right. This fellow, how he started? He has acquired the license from CFA to run the CFA program. You know CFA, na? All of your MBA finance students. Okay. So he has acquired the license from CFA. Okay. To run the program and conduct the exam. And, the certification comes from USA. Chartered Financial Analyst, CFA Institute. And for,
Yes, sir.
for some time he ran that business, he had an agreement, and slowly, uh, that the CFA franchise, he made it as an institution, Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India, ICFAI, Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India, right? When I was in BCom, this college was not there, this institute was not there. It was just formed at Nagarjuna Circle. Okay, Nagarjuna Circle, one floor it was set up. That one floor became 2 floors, 3 floors, and the whole building occupied in no time, right? After occupying the building, okay, they have hired another building, they have hired another building, they have hired another building, they have hired another building. 50% of Nagarjuna Hills they have occupied. Okay, and when the capacity exceeded, okay, beyond the controllable limit, they have shifted to Banjara Hills. They have hired some more buildings there in Banjara Hills, and it is even more. Then they have extended to other cities, and they have acquired a land in Shankarpalli. They have set up there. Okay, right. Now the thing is, after getting all this and having developed this much, the ICFAI, Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India, after a success, after a great success like this, Okay, he said, I have nothing to do with you. To whom? To CFA Institute of USA. Okay, and the CFA Institute, fellow, you have started with my name, okay, and you started with my programs, you copied my programs, right? And you're saying that you have nothing to do with. Then he filed a case. Even after filing the case, he was not successful. The CFA America fellow is not successful. Okay, he was defeated, and finally CFA ICFAI ICFI became popular. Right now, till I told you this story, you don't even know. Am I right? You don't even know this story. Okay, so this is the situation. Okay, you will lose the control. They have given license, they have given permission to run their programs, and finally what happened? You lost control. Finally you lost ownership, including intellectual property, the material that they have shared. Okay, the question papers, the course content they have shared, everything is lost, right? And reduction in scale of operation. Okay, the operational level also comes down, is the next point, right? So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages of joint venture companies, right? Now, creation of joint venture company, where two or more parties incorporate a new company. This is what I told you, to start new business. Two parties incorporate new company, and business of one company is transferred to a new company. Shares of an existing company are allotted to another company. Okay, this these are the ways that the JVC, joint venture companies, can be formed. Okay, two or three companies, individual companies, form a new company and start business. Two companies, okay, form a new company and start the business. Okay, and third one is, the shares of one company are completely amalgamated into another company, and that company completely takes over, just like in our ING Vaishya and Kotak. Okay, next, reasons to form joint venture. Why companies go for joint venture? Why companies go for joint venture? Combining complementary research and development activities. Okay, complementary. Okay, to help each other. Complementary means to help each other, right? You will get what you don't know. Okay, he will get what he doesn't know. That is complementary. Helping each other. Then efficient commercialization of the technology. Okay, developing, acquiring, marketing and distribution expertise, sharing of professionals with unique skills, financial support or sharing of economic risk. All these points you can see just in one example. Okay, the ACCA is coming and tying up with Usmania University, okay, for these reasons. ACCA wants numbers, okay, but they don't want but they have expertise, skill, but there are no students to whom their expertise to be exploited and how their revenue can be generated. Now the Usmania University has numbers but no expertise, no content. So they will they will try to exploit the content of ACCA, expertise of ACCA, okay, for the students of Usmania University, okay, for commercial exploitation. Now, all the rest of the reasons also can be applied to ACCA and Usmania University BCom on MCom programs. Efficient commercialization of technology. Now look at this, the way that ACCA guys come and present, okay, and the way that I, as Usman University professor, comes and come and present, it's different. Their presentation style is extraordinary compared to me, right? And developing or acquiring marketing or distribution expenses. This is what, how many colleges are there? There are 70, 80 colleges in Usmania University. Okay. And how many colleges are there, how many students are there, and how do we commercialize this program? So all this marketing and distribution expertise can be provided by ACCA. Sharing of professionals with the unique skills, that this is already told, and financial support or sharing of economic risk. Yeah, I was telling to one of the ACCA guys, not me, I'm sorry. Yeah, my team was telling. Okay, let me correct myself. Yeah, my team was saying to the ACCA team, what if the program doesn't commence? Okay, do we have to pay, or will you go away from from out of this MOU? No, this year we may not get. Next year we will see. And after next year also you don't get any students interested for ACCA. What will you do? No, we will wait. Whatever is the contract period, we will wait. So what happens? He is ready to take the risk. He is ready to take the risk. Okay, maybe at third or fourth year it may hit. The students may be interested because most of the students are planning for the overseas career opportunities. So therefore this program or certification will be useful to them. They will be interested to take up this certification. So we'll wait. They are sharing the risk, right? So acceleration of revenue growth. I'm already collecting the BCom fee or MCom fee. Another 10,000 if I collect for ACCA certification also. That is an added, added revenue and ability to increase the profit margin. There's nothing that I'm losing. There's nothing that I'm losing. Okay, it is only an extra profit. And not only that, you are entering into a professional certification, international professional certification. It's a new kind of product. Okay. And when, let's say, I'm a college with ACCA MOU ACCA program. Let's say I'm running BCom ACCA or BCom CA. My program is superior to other colleges program. And what is this? This is going to reduce the competition and block the other players, because to reach my level they also have to do this. Either they have to do what I'm doing or they have to exit from the market because there are no numbers for them, right? So how do you select your partner for the joint venture? This is how you select the partner for the joint venture, right? So how do you select? First, you will be doing due diligence. Due diligence. Any company, before taking over, a due diligence report has to be submitted. Any strategic decision to be taken, a due diligence report has to be sought by the company. And there's a committee constituted, and that committee will be producing due diligence. Even before the formation of Telangana, there is a committee from Sri Krishna committee, and that committee conducted the study and submitted the report. And they have recommended this is how it should be, but most of the things are not applied, incorporated, or carried on. The suggestions that they gave, they did not. Okay, so that's not the matter. There's a due diligence to be done, carried on, and a report pertaining to that should be produced. In what? Related to finances, related to commercial issues, and the legal issues. What are the legal complications that we may have to confront? Okay, what are the commercials, profitability of the project? How much money is needed, if at all, if you are going for this joint venture? Okay, finance. So all these details are to be produced in a due diligence report. And next is competitive bidding for joint venture companies, partners, JVC partners. Once you make a due diligence, okay, you go for and you understand that this is a market like this, and there are so many players in a new market. Then what will you do? you're confused you're confused which one to select, which one to reject. So you will just go for lottery kind of, you will invite everybody, whoever is interested to be part of your business, right? And among the fellows applied, there are 10 players and only 3 players applied, and you need only one fellow to enter into agreement, right? So this is a competitive bidding. Invitation bidding means invitation, right? Next, presentation to the company by the probable partners. Every fellow you will call, when you call the people, invite the people, when you bid the, probable, possible joint venture partner, every possible probable partner you will ask them to present, and whichever presentation is convincing, not the impressive, whichever presentation is not impressive, the decoration of the slides may be beautiful, not that, whichever project or proposal is convincing, presentation is convincing, okay. And once you're convinced, you'll go for the history and the status of that partner and the previous business setup. All those things you will go back. Let's say there are 10 fellows in the market to which in which you are going to enter, planning to enter. 5 fellows have applied, and out of 5 fellows, one, yeah, 5 fellows, 3 fellows presentations you may be seeking, 3 fellows presented, and 1 fellow's presentation you are convinced, not impressed, you are convinced with 1 fellow's presentation. Then take that 1 fellow's presentation, go for his history, go for his previous business, okay, go for his credibility in the market. Is it trustworthy? Is it trustworthy? Recently one company from Vizag came, and recently means 3 years back, one company from Visakhapatnam came and said that we will be partners. They have joined, and this man from Hyderabad, he is a Marwadi and a very nice gentleman. He has accepted that offer, and they started running. And this fellow, Visakhapatnam fellow, started, exploiting the Hyderabad-based company for his plant in Visakhapatnam. You know, the Hyderabad fellow knows it, and he was accommodating him for 6 months, 1 year. At 1 year, enough is enough. You have to enough is enough. I have been watching, and you what you're doing, and you did not change. It is better that we break up. It is better we break up. Now this breakup took place because this person did not make any due diligence, okay, did not check his previous record. The record of this fellow, this Visakhapatnam fellow, is crooked and cruel, and he has cheated many fellows like that for hundreds of crores, okay. So that past history is not checked by this Hyderabad Marwadi, right? So this is this is how you will select your partners, right? And then go for negotiations. You form a core group, then time you form a core group, then you set up the objectives for this joint venture, JVC. Then identify the key issues and discuss, deliberate, debate, fight, finally come to the conclusion, okay. And you listen to everybody, but do what is convincing to you and make a draft, make an agreement, right? Okay. Next, we will continue, okay, we will continue in the next class, the remaining points. And these are some of the issues, right? We will continue in the next class, right, ma?
Okay, sir.
All right. And I will share these slides also so that you can have a look at. See the next class.